Welcome to MIT Men's Yoga Tribe, Men's Yoga Transformation Reset Yoga, where we're going to spend a little bit more time in some postures to restore proper length to our tissues through how we use our bodies, our repeated postures and movements in our daily life. We tend to overuse some areas of the body and underuse others, and that leads to a lot of tightness and weakness. So what we're looking to do is really reset those tissues and restore them to their proper length through longer held postures today. It'll also turn into a little bit of meditation. This style of yoga, yin, is like the least amount of work that you've ever done, but inside can often feel like the most amount of work that you've ever done. So I'll invite you to start in a nice seated position here, any seated position that works for you, as we take a moment to center ourselves, to get our nervous system centered and balanced, create the right internal state for those muscles to let go and release. I invite you to close your eyes and start with a nice big in-breath. And then just letting it go. Breathing in long, deep, and relaxed. Letting go in any way that helps you release tension. Taking one more breath, just like that. Just allowing your breath to breathe you, handing control back over. Noticing how the waves of the breath rush in. Starting to notice where you are in this moment. Noticing the sounds in the space around you, what we call the music of life. Even for a moment, taking in the furthest sound that you can hear. Noticing the smells on the air as your body breathes you. Even the qualities of the air, the dampness or dryness, warmth or coolness. Noticing the sensations on your skin, the weight of your clothing. Imagining what it would be like to relax through your forehead. Into your jaw. Like you could relax into the tiny muscles around your ears. Feeling like your ear canals could relax and deepen towards the back of your mouth. Even like your teeth, tongue, the whole mouth could relax. The roof of your mouth could expand towards the top of your head. Feeling your breath flowing deeply in your throat. Imagining you could relax into your neck and shoulders, belly, and back, your hips, all the way down to your toes and fingertips. Letting go of any unintended tension that you might still be holding on to. And coming back to your breath flowing so deeply through your throat, like it's flowing through your heart. Noticing if your mind is roaming or wandering. How interesting. If it's making up stories about any sounds, labeling what they are, what they mean, or time traveling into your past, your future, creating a state in your body that isn't even real, not even happening right now. When you're ready, rolling forward from your seat, making your way to tabletop, hands and knees. And from this shape, point your toes straight back. You can allow your knees to stay hip or shoulder width or even come a little bit wider. And seeing if you can slide your feet towards each other like the big toes could touch. Taking a big inhale. And as you exhale, sitting your butt back towards your heels. Gently stretching the mat apart between your knees. With your hands untucking the flesh of your knees if anything feels bunched up. Taking another big in breath, and as you exhale, laying down over your thighs. Into a little child's pose shape. Zipping your front ribs in. And creeping your fingertips out long overhead, starting to feel that length through your arms, your shoulders. Gently doming your arms like you could lift just your elbows towards the sky. And then that brings a little bit more length into your arms. Stretching the rubber band, the imaginary rubber band on your elbows, pressing out, feeling that stability underneath your underarms. Just allowing yourself to breathe in this shape. Feeling the breath flowing in your belly, in the back of your ribs. And letting your forehead rest down on the mat. Noticing anywhere that you're holding any unintended tension. Maybe you can creep your fingertips a little bit further. Feeling like your body's inviting you even deeper into this shape. Relax into your jaw. Noticing anywhere that you're still trying to protect. You're still holding on like body armor. When you're ready, slowly, gently, no rush. Using the strength of your arms to inhale your way back to hands and knees and just pausing there. No movement, just feeling the after effect of this posture. Listen what you feel in the body and also in the mind. Where your thoughts go. And if you feel inspired to take any particular movement, just taking that now, even if it doesn't make sense. Maybe it's some side to side wiggles, cat and cows, or something else entirely. Just trusting that your body knows what it needs, even if it's totally silly. When you're ready, coming back to tabletop, and this time digging your toes under, like you're going to do a push up. And with your arms pressing the floor away just enough to start lifting your knees off of the mat. You can see that your knees floating, seeing if you can sit back into your heels a little bit more. And then set your knees down. Really sitting your butt back towards your heels, trying to stretch into the undersides of your feet and really stretching into that big toe. A lot of times we'll try and roll towards our pinky toes, rolling our ankles out so we can escape that pressure on our feet. But really trying to push into that big toe. And this might be it for you. You might just stay here. Happy tailbone, trying to gently stretch the mat apart with the knees and trying to reach your tailbone back behind you at the same time. Spin your front ribs in. Maybe decide to start walking your hands back towards your knees, up onto your thighs to a nice tall kneeling position. Resting your hands on your thighs or even back by your ankles. If you reach back by your ankles, it enables you to stretch your chest open a little bit more too. Wherever you are, know that I gave you the most uncomfortable thing ever as our second posture today. So if you get through this, you'll get through anything else and everything else. Noticing where you're gripping, where you're holding on, your neck, your shoulders. See if you can soften into that. It's amazing how when we're in that little bit of just discomfort, the whole body, seemingly unrelated places start to tense up. Like they're trying to help. And they don't even need to. Noticing any stories that your mind is telling you, like, oh, hey, you could just come out of this. You don't have to hold this the whole time. Thanks, mind. That's interesting. Noticing the feelings in the body that you could give an emotional label, restlessness, or anything else. The accompanying urges to move, to wiggle, to react. That's interesting. Seeing if you can observe those things without actually wiggling into them. Coming back to your breath. Starting to feel a little burn through your shins, your ankles as these muscles get a tension that they haven't had in a very long time. When those thoughts, those emotions come rolling in, just coming back to the breath, flowing so deeply through your throat. It's like it's flowing through your heart. You can breathe through discomfort if you can manage your reactions to stress here. Even just for one more breath. That's as long as you need to do it. I'll just do this for one more breath. Then you can manage your reactions anywhere. There's any of your body areas that are trying to escape. Maybe it's your ribs, spine, something else. How interesting. Relax into your mouth. You can find that you're working anywhere, your arms, your neck, your shoulders, see if you can go into that. When you're ready, slowly, gently, no rush, releasing to your hands, untucking your toes, allowing them to point straight back, no rush. Maybe you stay here in tabletop, or maybe you sit back into a kneeling position with your toes pointing straight back, just allowing the blood flow to come back in without any movement, any reactions. Noticing the sensations, release, or any emotions. When you feel ready, if you feel inspired to take any particular movement, I invite you to take that now. Maybe you decide to take a tabletop, digging your toes under, stretching the mat apart between your feet and knees, and lifting your hips up and back to a downward facing dog. Maybe that feels right as you pedal into your heels, releasing or stretching one heel down towards the mat as you stretch into the opposite big toe, switching sides, just pedaling into your ankles, stretching into your feet, alternating back and forth. And when you're ready, you can back down and tabletop. From this position here, pointing your left toes straight back and sweeping your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Nice wide lunge. Putting your left foot straight back, pressing to the top of your big toe and pinky toe. You're the left glute working, the left leg working. Pressing down to the inner edge of your right foot, even as you press your right thigh out to the side, creating a little bit of space in your right groin, your hip area. You might even reach there and unbunch any cloth and clothing that's bunched up in the right groin. Inhaling long through your torso here, nice little lizard lunge. Exhale, trying to zip your front ribs in. Imagine screwing your arms into the mat, stretching your chest open. Your heart could lift just gently. And also imagining that there's a rubber band around your elbows again, squeezing them together, press out into that rubber band, creating space underneath your underarms, your side ribs. And keep this opening in the hips, this length in the spine. Maybe you decide to walk one forearm down to the mat. Maybe you decide to walk both down. And maybe the upright position is perfect for you. I did say ankle sit was going to be the most uncomfortable, but I could be wrong. This might be it for you. And if that's the case, how interesting. Noticing anywhere that you're contracting, you're protecting yourself unintentionally. Your neck, your shoulders, your jaw. And if you can invite a little softness in. Even your breath flowing through your heart. Resisting any urges to wiggle, to move. Just letting yourself soften into this shape. Accepting however your body is, however it feels today. It's all good. You can breathe here. You can breathe through anything. Noticing there's urges to wiggle. Oh, interesting. Can you stay here withholding reactions for just a few more breaths? When you're ready, if you are down on one or both forms, planting your hands, lifting through your torso. As you exhale, releasing back to hands and knees to tabletop without any additional movement, just pausing there, letting the after effects play themselves out. Missing the sensations, blood flow, that bioelectricity in the body. Anything happening in the mind. Now, if you feel inspired to take some movement, I invite you to take that now, whatever it is, even if it makes zero sense to you. My body's asking for some fire hydrants on the right leg, some circles, moving the right leg out to the side and back behind. In a big circle with that right hip. Maybe you want to reverse directions with those two. Take what feels right for you. When you're ready, leaning back in your tabletop. Pointing your right toes straight back. And sweeping your left foot forward to the outside of your left hand. Lunging deep into this lizard lunge shape. Pressing into the top of your right foot, especially that right pinky toe. It's going to spin your right hip into neutral to activate the right glute, maybe even the outer edge of your right hamstrings. Grounded to the inner edge of your left foot, even as you press your left thigh out to the side without the inner edge of that foot picking up. Reaching back, unbunching any bunched up cloth in your groin area. So you can keep that area free. Long through your spine. Screwing the arms into the mat, stretch your chest open, even while stretching the rubber band on your elbows. Zipping your rib cage in. If you feel inspired to take one or both forearms down to the mat, feel free to take that now. Back to your breath, the heart. Observing all the reactions inside the body. Sometimes how we lose the present moment, we lose the world that's happening around us. Sounds, smells, the feeling of the mat underneath you. It's so easy to get lost in our own experience. How interesting. Noticing any unintended tension, neck, your shoulders, your jaw. When you're ready, if you're down on your forearm, seeing if you can plant your hands, lifting your heart. Slowly, gently exhaling back to hands and knees. But before you move or wiggle or react, just pausing here, letting the after effects play themselves out. Stretching the mat between your knees, happy tail. Just trying to zip your front ribs in. Just noticing how that feels now compared to when we first did it today. If you feel inspired to take any movement, I invite you to take that now, even if it makes no sense. We have some fire hydrant circles, just like we took on the other side. Maybe it's something else entirely. Switching directions with your fire hydrant circles, taking them. And then meeting back in tabletop, hands and knees. When you are ready, and when it feels right, making your way onto your seat, and then gently down onto your back. Planting your feet, knees bent. Let the arms rest out by the sides for a moment. Listen how your hips feel in your spine. For a moment here, hugging your knees in towards your chest. Giving your shins a big hug. It's important to give yourself a hug. Let your back release. Even rocking and rolling a little bit, right and left. And as you inhale, taking your left hand to your right knee and reaching your right arm out to the right hand side, grounding through your right shoulder blade from the back of your right hand. On your next exhale, releasing your legs over to the left hand side into a little supine twist. Be mindful to really keep that right shoulder blade grounded. It's too much that you want a little prop underneath your left thigh to stop that twist before your shoulder lifts. Maybe you decide to scoot your left hip backwards a little bit, stacking your right hip right over the top of the left. Resting your left hand over the top of your right thigh just for a little support, but no force. Imagining wringing yourself out like a towel, like your torso is twisting right as your hips twist left, expanding into the right side of your rib cage. Maybe you decide to take this a little bit deeper, stretching your left leg out long beneath you, providing some space for the right leg to fall across your body a little bit further. Not forcing the right knee towards the floor, just allowing gravity to pull it down like there's a little magnet inside of your right thigh being weighed down into the earth. Like there's a weight on your right shoulder weighing it down. Allowing your breath to breathe you. Imagining like gravity is pulling you down with just a little bit more force, like your body could surrender, melt down into your mat. Noticing anywhere you're still protecting, you're still gripping. When you're ready, slowly and gently, using your inhale to unwind you back to center, to that bridge position. Pausing there, withholding any movement, any reactions, just feeling the after effect of the shape. Now, if you feel inspired to take some movement, taking that now, whatever it is, even if it makes no sense, my body's asking for some butterflies. So I'm going to wander the inner edges of my feet together, keeping the inner edges or the soles of my feet joined. Let my thighs open out to the side, little butterfly shape, little wiggle. We're coming back to center. When you feel ready, even your knees are hugging towards your chest again. I want you to rock and roll into your back. Feeling the heaviness, the weight of your body. Taking your right hand to your left knee as you inhale, reaching your left arm out to the left hand side, grounded through left shoulder blade, back of your left hand. As you exhale, releasing your legs over to the right hand side. Your supine twist here. On the right. Noticing if your body feels completely different on this side. How interesting. Your left shoulder blade grounded, even if that means that you're not twisting as far as you want to. Maybe you scoot your right hip backwards to stack your left hip over the top of the right. Or you take the progression of straightening your right leg out towards the bottom of the mat, allowing a little bit more space for your left leg to come across. The right hand can support your twist over the top of the left thigh, but being mindful not to force it. Feeling that weight on top of your left shoulder, weighing it down into the ground. And like there's a magnet on the inside of your left thigh being pulled down towards the center of the earth, wringing you out like a towel. Feeling your breath flowing in the left side of your rib cage. Letting go of any unintended tension, any areas that you're still trying to hold on and control with. Still finding areas that you're resisting. Still melting into those spaces. And when you're ready, slowly, gently using your inhale to unwind you back to center, planting the soles of your feet in the bridge shape without taking any movement, any reactions, just resting. You're noticing the after effect. If you feel inspired to take any movement, whatever that is, take it now. Maybe it's some butterflies here. Maybe it's something else. Maybe it's some windshield wiper twists to your legs. And when you're ready, preparing for our final posture as we hug your knees in towards your chest one final time. Taking any rolls that you need, anything that feels right here, or any remaining postures that you want, whatever that might be. Taking a big in breath. As you exhale, releasing your legs out long beneath you, your arms out to the sides, coming into our final posture of the day, Shavasana. Taking one big breath, letting it go in any way that helps you release tension. And just handing control back over to your breath, allowing it to flow in and out like waves on a seashore. You're seeing the after effects of this entire practice. letting the waves of the breath float you away. Ready, slowly, gently, bringing yourself back into your body with a big breath, letting it go. Reaching your arms out overhead and taking a big stretch with your inhale from fingers to toes. And then exhale, curling your knees in towards your chest, giving yourself a hug one more time. And then rolling to your right hand side into a little fetal position, resting your head on your bottom arm. Feeling the heaviness of your body and that flowing breath through the left side of your rib cage. When you're ready, using the strength of your arms to make your way up to a seated position, any seated position. Close out today's practice. Sitting nice and tall, chest open, ribcage zipped, gaze lift. Inhaling your arms out to the sides and all the way up overhead. And exhaling, bring your palms together into heart center. Closing with a little bit of gratitude, just thinking about one thing that puts a smile on your face. It can be anything. Carrying this openness, this feeling with you throughout the rest of your day today. As we say in yoga, I see you in myself. I see myself in you. Namaste. Thank you for being here today and practicing this reset with me. The potent way of practicing stretching, yoga, whatever you want to call it, to release stuck tissues, stored tension and tightness in the body, but then also to practice how we manage our emotional responses, our stress responses through that discomfort. It's kind of a sneaky practice. Thanks for being here today. You guys have a wonderful day.